Hello everyone. I hope you all are fit and fine at your places. I'm Priyanka Bish from Arden Progressive School, and in today's session we will be starting the fourth chapter of business studies, which is business services. As in the previous classes, we have discussed about the various forms of business organizations that comes under the category of private sector as well as public sector. So sole proprietorship firm, partnership firm, joint Hindu family business, cooperative society, all these types of organizations comes under the category of private sector, and departmental undertaking, government companies, and public corporation or statutory corporation, all these types of organization comes under the category of public sector. So here we will be studying about the services which are rendered by these organizations. So service sector basically includes all the commercial firms which are engaged in the activities like banking, communication, transport, insurance, warehousing, etc. As we have already studied that trade or aids to trade, all these includes banking, communication, transport, insurance, warehousing. These all comes under the category of aids to trade. We know when the goods are produced in industry, then these goods are distributed, they are kept in a storage house, they are also insured, they are also communicated from the manufacturer to the customer. So these are the activities which comes under the category of aids to trade. Service sector is also called tertiary industry. We know we have studied about the three types of industry: primary industry, secondary industry, and tertiary industry. So tertiary industry is completely service sector which are engaged in the activities like banking, communication, transportation, insurance, warehousing, etc. So the service sector constitutes the basic infrastructure which is a must for smooth flow of business activity. As in the recent past, the role of service sector in the Indian economy is growing faster than agriculture and industry. We know there are variety of services which are available to meet the changes of economy and the requirements of investors. So by this we can say that the significance of service sector is gaining momentum and it has become a major thrust area in the field of business. So before starting the chapter, let's have a look on the contents that we will be covering in this chapter. First is meaning of business services. Second, nature of services, difference between service and goods. Then classification of services, types of business services, banking services meaning and nature, types of banks, functions of commercial banks, insurance with meaning and importance, principles of insurance, difference between insurance and assurance, types of insurance, and types of general insurance. So these are the topics of the chapter which is to be covered. Now the first four topics will be covered in this session, meaning, nature of services, classification of services, and types of business services. So let's start with the very first topic, that is business services. Now, what do you mean by business services? Business services is also known as service sector, which includes commercial firms engaged in banking, communication, transport, insurance, warehousing, etc. As in the previous chapter, we have studied about the types of industry, where we have learned about primary industry, secondary industry, and also about tertiary industry. So tertiary industry is also known as service sector, and this sector includes trade and aids to trade. We have already studied about the categories which comes under trade and aids to trade. Under aids to trade, there is banking, communication, insurance, warehousing, etc. So all these comes under the category of service sector. So the service sector, which constitutes the basic infrastructure which is very necessary for the smooth flow of the business activity. We know the role of service sector in the Indian economy is growing faster than the agriculture and industry. So there are variety of services which are available
to meet the changes of economy and the requirements of investors. So we can say that the significance of service sector is gaining momentum and it has become a very major thrust area in the field of business. Now, next is characteristics, features or nature of services. First characteristic is intangible. We know the intangible term is the thing which cannot be seen or touched. So services are also intangible, that is, these cannot be seen or touched. We can only feel the services or one can only experience them. So here we can say we cannot find out the quality of service before taking it. For example, the supplier must try to offer good quality services to customers so that they demand them again after experiencing them. So one can only find out the quality only after experiencing it. That is why services is intangible. Second, we have inconsistency, or we can also say lack of homogeneity. Here the services have to perform each time according to the demands and the expectations of each customers. Same services may be provided differently by different services provider. So here inconsistency is, we know there are many business firm which is existing in the market. So one should focus that it should provide good quality products to the consumer because every firm is competitive in this market. Here customers play a major role for all the business firm. That is why business should have to provide quality product to the consumer. For example, the banking services provided by nationalized banks are quite different from the banking services provided by private bank or foreign bank. Next we have inventory or loss. The main feature of services is that the services are consumed at the same time when they are produced. So there is no need to maintain inventory or stock of services. So whenever the services are provided, they are consumed at the same time. Unlike in the case of goods, we know in case of goods, we need to maintain the inventory or stock. But in case of services, there is no need to maintain inventory or stock because these services are consumed at the same time. But if services is not consumed immediately, then it is a total loss. We can take an example. For example, vacant seat in a cinema hall. It is a total loss of services. So this is example of inventory or loss. Next we have inseparability. Now here the services cannot be separated from the provider of services. So here the service provider and the services, they cannot be separated because these are produced and consumed at the same place only. For example, we cannot separate the medical services provided by a doctor from the doctor because the doctor and his services are inseparable. Similarly, it applies to the lawyer also, it applies to the chartered accountant also. So by this we can say that the service and service provider cannot be separated. Last feature is involvement, or we can also say customers' participation. So to experience a service, the participation of the customer is essential because all the services are provided to consumer. For example, telephone companies provide telephone services, but to use the service, customer has to make or receive the call. So we can say involvement of customer is necessary for the service. So these were the features of services. Our next topic is difference between goods and services. So here are the point of differences between the goods and services. First point of difference is intangible. Now services are intangible. As we know, we cannot see or touch the services. We can only feel the services when it is consumed by the customers. But goods are tangible because there is exchange of goods and services with the money, and goods can be seen and it can be touched. So goods are tangible. Next point of difference is inventory. We know in services there is no requirement to maintain inventory because services are produced immediately at the same time by the
customers. But in case of goods, inventory must be maintained because the goods when purchased is sold throughout the year. So it is necessary to maintain inventory in case of goods. Now next point of difference is inseparable. The services can't be separated from providers. We have already studied this in feature of services. We know the services cannot be separated from the service provider because they are produced and consumed at the same place only. As we know, the doctor and his services are inseparable. We cannot separate the medical service provided by a doctor from the doctor. So by this we can say services is inseparable. Whereas in case of goods, goods can be separated from providers. We know goods are supplied by the supplier and it is supplied to the customers. So supplier and customers, they can easily be separated. Now next point of difference is standardization. So in case of services, it is difficult to standardize and maintain its quality. And the reason for this is there are specific customers, or there are customers who require specific requirements that override the normal standard of code or requirement. Or we can say sometimes there is delay in supply of material or intellectual property like input drawing specification from the customers. So these are the reason by which the quality of services is difficult to maintain. Whereas in case of goods, goods can be standardized because goods are changed, it is modified according to the customer's preference or change in taste. So we can say it is simple or it is easy to standardize good, but it is difficult to standardize and maintain the quality of services. Next we have nature. So services nature is, it is an activity or process, example watching a movie, etc. So it is basically a process. Whereas goods is a physical object, for example car, TV, etc. So if we are purchasing television, television is a good, and if you are watching a movie in television, that is a service. This is the difference of nature between services and goods. Then next is type. So services are heterogeneous. We know, we have studied in the feature that there is lack of homogeneity or inconsistency in service because the same services may be provided differently by different service provider. So each services have to be performed each time according to the demands and expectations of customers. Whereas goods are homogeneous. We know similar goods can be exchanged between the supplier and the customers. And the last point of difference is transfer of ownership. So in case of services, ownership cannot be transferred. That means the one who consumes the services cannot own the service provider, or we can say the services cannot be owned by the customer. Services are owned by the service provider and the customer consumes the services. So here there is no transfer of ownership. Whereas in case of goods, ownership can be transferred because when the retailer is selling the goods to customer, that means now the customer has the right on that good. Customer will consume that good. He will have the ownership in the goods. So this is the difference between transfer of ownership between services and goods. So these were some differences between services and goods. Now moving towards the next topic, which is types of services. So here services can be broadly categorized into three types. First is business services. Second is social services. And third is personal services. So first we will study in detail about first type of service, which is business services. So here business services are those services which are used by business enterprises to carry on business activities more smoothly. For example, banking, insurance, transportation, warehousing, communication, etc. So these are some activities, business activities, which comes under the category of business services. The goods once manufactured, they are transferred to the wholesaler, then to retailer, and ultimately these goods are transferred to customers. So by exchanging the goods from manufacturer to customers, there are various services included. We have discussed about it in Aids to Trade. Now, next type of service is social services. So, social services are those services that are generally provided voluntarily in pursuit of certain social goals. So, here we can say that social services are carried on to uplift the society at large. These social services, it may improve the standard of living of weaker section of society, to provide health care, improve sanitation in slums, education, etc. So these services are basically carried by government, business enterprises and NGOs. NGOs is non-government organizations. Third type of services is personal services. So personal services are those services which are experienced differently by different customers. So personal services, they differ according to the service provider. These also depends upon the customer demands and preferences. For example, tourism, restaurants, etc. So these were the three types of services: business services, social services and personal services. There are various other categories of business services also, which we will be discussing in the other class. So in today's session, we have learnt about the meaning of services, characteristics of services, also about the difference between services and goods, and classification of or types of services. So in the next session, we'll be continuing with the new topic of this chapter. That's all for today. Thank you.